So we could raise taxes.
So the tax would give us money back.
It would basically make up the deficit. Does anybody have a problem with that? Clearly somebody does. There's a whole campaign and red signs all over town.
Well, you're
Well,
really
it's like $13 a thousand, or $1.3 per hundred. So, and then divide it by $400,000 house.
Thank you for doing this math for me. I super appreciate it, by the way.
13 times.
We're all just waiting for our chance to figure.
No pressure.
It's like 5,200 in
Oh,
taxes a year
thank you so
extra
much.
for your house.
But why are people moving here? People are moving here for the schools. Like, that's the point.
Okay.
So,
And that's
we're not willing to pay the property taxes and then we move here for the schools is ironic.
Okay, but it's $5,200. Go ahead, Dolly.
You just gotta realize that some people are just trying to make ends meet, and just making even that small of a difference is gonna really impact how much
Bye, Janie.
food they're able to buy and how much they're able to go buy. Cause some people are struggling to meet ends meet. Not everyone in Frisco is super rich.
I mean, there definitely is an issue there, yeah.
So does property
Can I go
taxes
sit by
like
Wednesday?
You bet. I'll be here. Bye.
so do property taxes apply to apartments too?
No.
No, okay.
No, and if you rent your home,
Yes.
it doesn't, the person who owns it has to pay it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well then
Why
that like
is
that
why is the
people
tax
lowering
on properties only? Like, could it be on something else?
That's just how we fund stuff in Texas. It's like we don't have an income tax in Texas, but we have property taxes are significantly higher than some other states. But our property values have been rising quite a lot as well, right? And so there's a lot of things involved in this. So put that aside. Put aside that like I might not have the money. What might the argument be that we don't really need that? Just figure out a different way to fulfill. Maybe like are there people that think schools are inefficient? Are there people that say, well, we don't need to build so many schools? Go ahead.
There are people that it doesn't affect. Like, I know there are a lot of people in Frisco who are families, but there are also people who maybe already sent their kids off to college or who are lucky enough to send their kids to private school or that sort of thing, where they're like, well, this isn't directly helping me pay more for these schools.
Yeah.
So why should I?
Absolutely. I think that's a valid point. They don't see that it does anything for them, so they're like, why would I even bother to do that? And philosophically, there are some people that are always concerned about giving money giving money to the government. And they say we're not using that money efficiently. They're like, why? You're building stadiums and you're building schools and you give your teachers raises every year and you like the things that are doing, they're saying find a way to be more efficient with your money.
The people that would say, well, it doesn't affect me, but if you live in Frisco, regardless of whether or not you have kids, how good the schools are do affect you because they affect your house value and your property value.
And your community.
Go ahead.
And it's 4,680.
Say it again.
The correct number is 4,680 for a $400,000 house.
I wish I could do that. Gosh, that's awesome. Okay, so do you see then though, like how your attitude about bureaucracy affects how you vote? I mean, you don't think about it directly. Most people aren't sitting there going, well, philosophically, how I feel about blah, blah, blah. But it does drive it. And you are going to hear it. There's a candidate who was one of the top candidates for the presidency who had a very clear laid out plan about how problems in the federal government. Is there inefficiency in our schools?
Yes.
Of course. Is there inefficiency at Toyota? Is there inefficiency at ED? Absolutely. There's inefficiency everywhere. And so there are always plans and always ways that people are trying to trim it and trying to make that better. But the difference is that in bureaucracy, it's going to be funded by taxes. And then particularly in Texas, we have the opportunity to vote on those taxes and actually directly affect what they're going to be. Okay? Okay, I'd like you to flip your paper over. And question 1 says, my lovelies, why do Americans tend to view bureaucracies in a negative light? To what extent is bureaucracy necessary? What kind of reforms do you think might be needed?